Well, it was a phone call that many people never expected. Many thought that President Obama would be congratulating Hillary Clinton instead.
But not. Fox 5 political analyst Matt Towery here, who predicted a Trump win. Matt, you were one of the few that got it right. What went into that feeling, and how did you come to that conclusion?
Well, first of all, let's note, if I'd gotten it wrong, we wouldn't be noting this, would we? Because I'd be hiding. Here's the deal. I polled for many years, involved in politics many years. I could see that these polls were not weighted correctly. I kept telling our viewers that day after day, not only here, but in the other stations like Florida and Tampa where I appear. I said they aren't right because they were underweighting mainly white male voters. And that's really where the difference was in this thing. You had a lot of white male voters who have not voted before. We had 14 million to 15 million new voters this year, above 2012, largest turnout in American history. It's pretty easy to figure out if you have that sort of tick up, it's going to change those numbers, and that's how it turned out.
You know, it's really important to note that the rural vote played a huge role.
It did, and that's where a lot of those voters who I'm talking about live. You know, they're not high-income individuals. They're hardworking. They don't participate. They were not excited by Mitt Romney. They thought he was too fancy, or John McCain, who they thought was a little too dour, and they had a lot of hope in Barack Obama. So they either didn't vote or they did vote the other way. This time, they said they'd had enough with the establishment, and this was an anti-establishment vote, and they turned out in big numbers. And if you saw that map last night we were working off of, all of that red
became
everywhere.
Increasingly red. We called it a wave, didn't we?
It was a wave, and it was a wave that went across areas that were rural. And so if you saw the map last night, folks, most of that map along the border, along the eastern seaboard and over to the west coast was blue. But everything in between was red, meaning Donald Trump was carrying those areas.
Let's talk about those alienated voters. Issues like immigration, abortion, gay marriage, transgender bathrooms. A lot of issues drove voters to the polls last night.
I think so, but I don't think it was the issues of LGBT or any of that as much as it was a general disdain for the establishment and for the fact that these people felt like government had just not treated them right. I did not see I have not seen the degree of bias against, for example, the LGBT community in terms of what Trump has said.
Well, he mentioned them in his convention speech.
He's mentioned it many times, and I'm going to be very doubtful if he ends up being someone that they are upset with after it's over. The reason they were upset was because of the choice of Pence, because Pence is an individual who supports the same thing we saw here in Georgia.
Freedom issues.
Exactly, but Mike Pence is not going to be the president, and Donald Trump is. I'm going to be very surprised if that ends up being as big an issue as some people thought.
Well, after your accuracy last night, we'll be eager to hear your thoughts on who will compose the Trump cabinet. So we'll be talking about that in the upcoming days, I'm sure.
Absolutely. You got it.
Thank you, Matt.
All right,
nice job last night.
Thank you.
We'll still ahead.